Hi, my name is Sylvie. I am a certified health coach and fitness trainer. And the purpose of today's video is to help you stick to your diet and workout plan. Whether you're getting started with intermittent fasting or maybe a keto cycle, or you want to try the fasting mimicking diet or just regular clean eating. Whatever it is that you are trying to change and improve with your diet, the tips that I am going to give you today are going to help with that. I'm going to start with some tips that you can implement before you get started with your new diet or workout plan. And then I'm going to give you some more tips that you can use if you are doing a diet of any kind and feel like quitting. So let's start with what you can do before you get started with your new diet or workout plan to put all the chances on your side and ensure that you stick to it and see the success that you've been wanting to achieve. The number one tip I can give you is to plan ahead, and that is the foundation of all the other tips that I'm going to give you in this section. Planning ahead will allow you to ensure you have all the foods you need and that you get rid of the foods that you can't have. It will give you enough time to prepare mentally. It will make it possible to pick the best possible period for whatever program you are doing, and it will give you the option to find accountability buddies. So we talked about how planning ahead helps you prepare mentally. Preparing mentally is a very crucial part of undertaking any type of diet or workout plan, because most of the time when you want to give up, it's all a matter of mindset. It's not that your body can't do it, right? It's your mind. And so when you prepare mentally, what you're going to do is start by writing down your goal and thinking about what you are trying to achieve. Your goal has to be important enough to you to carry you through when it gets difficult and when you are tempted to quit. You have to be able to visualize it, and you have to want it bad enough for it to actually motivate you to keep going. So let me just give you some simple examples, but obviously I want you to sit down and think about it for yourself. Think about how you feel and what would be enough of a motivation. These examples are just to get you started. So your dream body could be an example. Having more energy to enjoy life. You could think of a skill that you want to acquire. For example, if you're working out and you want to achieve a certain goal that relates to a skill, that could be a great motivator. Someone you want to impress maybe by looking better and feeling amazing and doing amazing things. And no judging here. Wanting to impress someone may seem kind of superficial and silly, but hey, if it keeps you going, let it be your goal. Another example could be to get rid of a specific health issue. Also, as far as preparing mentally goes, making sure that you set realistic expectations will also be very important. I don't recommend you get started with a 5-day water fast if you have no fasting experience whatsoever, right? Like that would be a bad idea. When you pick a workout program or a diet that you want to implement, you have to make sure that it's something that's doable for you. A good starting point for a woman over 40 trying to lose weight would be to fast for 20 hours a day, 4 days a week. Like that's doable, and most women would be able to achieve that as a starting point. So that's what I mean. Think of what you could achieve that would stretch you enough to see results and improvement, but not be too difficult that you are very likely to give up. Another thing that you should do as you prepare to stick to a diet or workout plan is to pick your starting time wisely. Look at your calendar, see if you have commitments like events or family gatherings or anything that may make it a little bit harder to stick to it, and try to plan outside of that if possible. Apart from events, when you look at the calendar to pick the best starting date possible, something else that you may want to consider is your menstrual cycle. If you're a woman You may find that you struggle with cravings more the week leading up to your period. That's perfectly natural because your estrogen and progesterone level are decreasing. So that will make it a lot harder to stick to any diet plan at this time of the month. This usually improves by day 7. For me, I noticed that it improves on day 1 of my cycle. So you can plan something around that time. That would be a better choice. And by the way, I have a bunch of tips in the blog post about how to deal with your food cravings. If you struggle with really strong food cravings, go check out my blog post. The link is in the description. All right, so tip number 4 as you prepare to start your new diet. Prepare your fridge and pantry. So having a meal plan, making sure you have all the foods on hand and that you avoid keeping the foods that will tempt you to quit or cheat is very important as well. Number 5, find accountability buddies. Having someone to be accountable with is super useful, and it'd be best if that person was doing the same program as you, trying the same diet as you or workout plan as you. But if you can find a friend who wants to do that, you can look at online communities, or you can possibly just find a friend that would be willing to check in with you every single day. Consider changing your diet and workout plan at the same time. So that one seemed a little bit counterintuitive to me because I like baby steps. I like to encourage women to tackle one thing at a time. But when it comes to a diet, usually having a workout plan to go with it increases your chance of success according to a study. Number 7, practice mindful eating. So mindful eating is the practice of really sitting down, enjoying your food, and not being distracted while you are eating, thinking of the texture, the color of your food, really putting your mind on your meal. And this will help you feel more satisfied after a meal. That's really what it accomplishes. All right, we're almost done with this video. The last little bit is a few little things that you can try if you are really close to quitting. Let's say you're doing the fasting mimicking diet or maybe a keto cycle. You're on day 2 and you're thinking, oh my goodness, I have like 3 days to go. I don't think I can keep going. The first thing I would recommend in that case is to give it a little bit more time. So you can tell yourself, okay, I'm just going to do one more day. See how I feel tomorrow. If I still want to quit, then I'll quit. And knowing now that you just have one more day makes it more manageable, and you finish your day, and then who knows, maybe the next day you'll be so proud of yourself, you'll be feeling so accomplished that you'll be willing to keep going for another day. Or maybe not. Maybe you'll want to quit still. And you know what? In that case, it's okay. It's okay sometimes to give yourself permission to give up and then start over at a later time. I have done that myself with some keto cycles that I was going to do and then ended up quitting, but then started again a couple weeks later and managed to keep it up. So that's something else to consider, that maybe sometimes it's just not the right time for your body or your mind. That brings me to the next tip, which is let go of the all or nothing mentality. Success is not found in perfection. Success is in all the little steps that you take and that bring you closer to your goal. So let me give you an example of what I mean when you apply that to a diet. Let's say you are doing the fasting mimicking diet, you want to give up, you're too hungry, it's too hard. Think of one thing that you could maybe change and that would make it more doable and help you keep going. Maybe it's having a handful of nuts. Maybe if you have a handful of nuts, you won't feel so hungry and you'll be able to keep going. So you let go of the all or nothing mentality, right? Like, it's not like if you don't stick exactly to the menu plan, you have to stop completely. That's the idea. Same thing if you're on the keto diet. You know, maybe having a keto bar, which is not the best idea. It's not necessarily something you would plan ahead for because it's not optimal. But if it's what allows you to finish your keto cycle, well, then it's acceptable. Why not? The last idea here that I want to share with you is to track your progress. And obviously that could be part of getting ready and planning for your diet as you take maybe your beginning measurements and weight. But here it's more than that. You can actually use this tip when you want to give up by looking at how far you've come. I know for myself, it took me a year and a half to lose 25 pounds. And I see amazing progress as far as my workouts and how much strength I've gained. And just seeing that is enough to motivate me to keep going, because I know how much work it was to get there. And I don't want to lose all that work and waste all that time and effort. So that's what I mean. Same thing with you. So as you are taking baby steps toward your goal, well, in a month down the line, you'll look at your progress. If you want to give up, think, I'll be wasting a month if I give up now. Like, I've put a month into this. Remembering that can be a very powerful tool. And also, if you fall, you know, going off track for a day or two may not be a huge deal. It may not set you back very much. Be forgiving of yourself, but remember that if you go back to your old habits for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it's getting harder and harder, and you're getting further and further from that goal and losing more and more of that time you had already invested into that. That's it. Those are the tips that I think will be really helpful to stick to a diet and a workout plan. And now go get it. I know you can do it.